Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for a very special and exciting Royal Caribbean webinar. My name is Anna. I'm an Industry Relations Specialist here at CLIA, and I'm going to just quickly go through some housekeeping before introducing our presenter. This webinar will run about 25 minutes with time for questions at the end. Please feel free to type your questions into the questions module of the webinar, and we'll get to them at the conclusion of the presentation. This webinar is being recorded and will be posted on CLIA's YouTube channel, which is CLIA Global. And with that, it is my pleasure to introduce our presenter, Renee Didier. Renee has worn various hats in the cruise industry. She worked on board the cruise ships for 7 years, has been a sales manager, and now leads the Royal Caribbean sales training team. You may have even heard Renee on a Royal National Trade webcast every month, plus her team designed and manages the new Royal Caribbean University through cruisingpower.com. And with that, take it away, Renee.
Hey, thank you, Anna, and thank you all for being on. We got a big crowd today, so that's fantastic. And what I want to do is just go through some really kind of big highlights that have happened recently so that you're very much up to speed, you're in the know, and these are good tips for you in building your business. So, you know, as you all have heard, I'm sure by now, we are celebrating our 50 years bold this year. So we are 50 years in existence. In 1969, we came to be, and this is a big year for us because it marks so many great things that we've done and what we've accomplished, and what we're going to continue to do is push the limits. And so just wanted to remind all of you that there's a lot happening, so always be sure that you check out Vicki's Facebook page, Vicki Freed, and we're going to get to that in a little bit too. But we have some surprises all year long, and that's what it's all about, is a celebration and surprises for all of you too. So now what I want to share is just give you some deployment highlights. Now again, there's nothing to memorize here. I never want to give you too much information because really it's all there, it's all published for you to find. I just want to give you the insights of where to go and get the information. So as you know, we are really looking now towards our 2021 season. Deployment is very important for all of you. Now, why is that? Because many of you look ahead. Many of you start to plan and really look at your game plan 12 to 18 months out to set your goals, to really achieve them and be sure that you're successful in the upcoming year. So that's why I want to give you this insight so that you can start looking ahead as well. And we can do that now because our deployment is open. So we have 5 ships that are going to be year-round, and plus the Allure. So all of these ships, these beautiful, fantastic ships, will be 7-night Caribbean ships. Oasis of the Seas will be amplified again this year, getting a multi-million-dollar facelift with some incredible new features. I'm going to share some things with you in a little bit. The Freedom of the Seas will be amplified next year, and then the Allure will also be amplified in 2020. And again, what does that mean? It means that it's getting some incredible new features. It's getting new dining venues. It's getting new bars and nightlife, very much like our Harmony and our Symphony ships. And we want to bring these ships up to parity with these incredible ships. And so that's why we're putting so much investments into these ships. So again, just FYI to you. Now, recently, we just announced our seasonal short Caribbean. Now, I'm not going to go through all of this. I don't need to, but I want you to see the lineup. The Independence, Enchantment, Adventure, and the Brilliance of the Seas. And this is what we've got open now, summer 2020 into the spring of 21. This is all the short Caribbean. Why is that important? Because a lot of your clients, they really want to test the waters. So sometimes they want that short voyage. They want to do something that maybe also includes our Perfect Day at Coco Cay, but on a shorter cruise. And so this is what we have available. And so all of this can be found out on loyaltyyoualways.com, all the flyers, and even the deployment summary, so you don't have to memorize any of this. And I'll give you that website a little bit later on as well. So what else? We've got our seasonal Caribbean highlights. These are our longer sailings. So these are longer voyages. So you can see the lineup here too. Again, you've got the Enchantment, the Explorer, the Rhapsody, and the Vision. Now, what do I mean by seasonal? Probably all of you already know that, but seasonal versus year-round. Seasonal means they're only here in the Caribbean or in the North America area seasonally. So it usually is going to be sometime, in the November through April time period. And then it goes overseas. It may go to China. It may go to Australia. It may be somewhere else, these ships. But that's what seasonal means. So these are the seasonal Caribbean highlights. And again, you're going to get 7-night Southern Caribbean on the Enchantment, the 9 and 5 night, the 7-night Western Caribbean, and of course, longer voyages to the Southern Caribbean out of Fort Lauderdale. Everybody loves to fly into Fort Lauderdale. It's a very simple airport to fly into, a great terminal there too, but it also goes down to the Southern Caribbean. So another great smaller ship that can get to those places quickly as well. What else opened? Well, recently our Dubai adventures. Well, this is great because the Jewel is going back to Dubai for the second year, performing the same program, so overnights in Dubai. And many people want this itinerary. They want to do something different. It's very exotic, as all of you know, so we're going back there in 2021. So be sure to check out the itineraries. We're doing a 16-night Suez Canal. We're doing the Ultimate Arabian Coast. We're doing nights, overnights, again, in Dubai. So when you think of your database and your clients, think about different. Some of these people do actually want these exotic adventures. So Dubai is the perfect opportunity and choice. What else is a beautiful lineup is our Australia adventures. Now, we just opened this up too for the fall 20 into the spring of 21. So again, this is a further distance itinerary destination. People want to have a good year to year and a half to figure out what they're going to do in Australia and put their whole plan together with you. That's why it's time now to think through who might want to go to Australia on these ships. Now, we're going to talk a little bit more about 3 of the ships on this lineup, but you can see here anywhere from 7 to up to 15 nights around the Horn of Australia, or doing the South Pacific or New Zealand. And one of my favorites is the South Pacific and Fiji. So again, just for you to know, all of this can be found out on loyaltyyoualways.com. All the flyers, customizable, and all the details are there for you as well. And then another thing that we just opened up with Hong Kong. Now, again, you may have those 1 or 2 or 3 clients that love adventure. This is another one that I want to point out to you. Again, you don't have to memorize any of this, but this is the type of destination you just want to pack your bag and go on this tremendous expedition to the Orient. And both of these ships are out of Hong Kong, another incredible place to visit. And this gives you the opportunity to book it way far in advance so that you can think, where do my clients want to go and what would they like to do to have some of these experiences? So Hong Kong is now open on Royal Caribbean. All right, now I want to make a switch. I'm going to kind of take my product hat off, and I want to talk a little bit about training and the ways that you can wrap your arms around Alaska, because I think Alaska is a lot different than selling the Caribbean. To me, it takes a little bit more expertise. It takes a little bit more of insight and how to articulate this product because it's more involved. So I'm going to give you some tips. So first of all, many of you may have already sold Alaska on Royal Caribbean in the past, but maybe some of you have never sold Alaska or our cruise tour land portion. So I think it's important for us to chunk it down, and I want to give you some tips on how to really understand Alaska even better. First of all, take the Alaska product And there's 4 pieces that I would have you write down. 1, I would say learn about the why. Why Alaska? Why is this experience important for you to share with your client? Then I would say number 2 is know the cruise home ports and the itineraries of Royal Caribbean Alaska voyages. The third thing would be, what are the 3 Royal Caribbean ships in Alaska and their features and their size and their amenities? And the fourth thing would be the extended stay experience, and that is our cruise tour portion, and what that means to go to the interior of Alaska. So those 4 pieces will make it easier for you to kind of articulate the product, but also learn it and kind of wrap your arms around this product. Now, you know, I think some of you might say, Renee, that's really elementary, but it's really a good way to look at Alaska holistically. So that's why I wanted to share those 4 bullets with you. And now let me just give you a couple examples of each, all right? Now, another thing I want to share with you is many of you and many of your clients book Alaska a year in advance. Well, now is the time to start preparing for next summer. And with your marketing, with looking at your database, with segmenting, who is open to going to Alaska? Because now's the time to do that, because the fall is when people start booking Alaska. So September, October, that is the perfect peak time for Alaska bookings. So now you can get your ducks in a row and start really ramping up on your marketing and what you want to do in your strategy for booking Alaska. So why Alaska? That's number 1. Let's talk about it. First of all, you got to have a really good kind of story. And this is on most people's bucket list, and they want to go, they just don't know a lot about it. So, you know, Alaska really doesn't fit the bill when most people think of a vacation, but it really is part of the allure. And that's what you can tell them, that really people really don't know a lot about Alaska, but they want to hear it from you. So why Alaska? To me, I would come up with a few things like, you know, the glaciers. Did you know that there's 100,000 glaciers within the state? That's all you need to say. It's 1 sentence. Maybe about the mountains, that Alaska is home to 17 of the 20 tallest mountains in North America. Maybe you want to say one thing about things to do, like hiking, surfing, sea kayaking, cruising along the glacier face, and then the wilderness. Did you know that the state of Alaska is more than twice the size of Texas? So that's incredible. So having those little nuggets of information when you start to kind of open up about Alaska is really important to kind of get the message across first. Now, another message that I would want to bring up initially is having some of those key details about the world's most beautiful creatures. And that's the wildlife that you'll see in Alaska. So paint that picture of the wilderness. For instance, you'd want to say something about the incredible view right from your balcony of the whales. Maybe it's a humpback, or it's a gray whale, or it's a beluga whale. Maybe you want to talk about the incredible bald eagles there. You know, there are an estimated 30,000 birds estimated to live there. Again, just some of those little tidbits really go a long way when you've got some facts and figures and stats. And another thing might be that, you know, the caribou. It's one of the most recognized symbols of the Great Wild North, and it outnumbers the Alaskan residents. So those kind of little facts get people really engaged, and I think it's something that makes it a compelling story when you're talking about Alaska initially. And then we don't want to, you know, forget about the unique activities. So again, very high level when you're starting to talk about Alaska, and that could be about what to do in these beautiful ports like Ketchikan. This is about maybe going on a boat ride that you're going to see a typical life in a commercial fisherman's world. Or maybe in Skagway, you're going to go pan for gold. Or in Juneau, you're going to go see whales, and you're going to see all these different types of whales, or sea lions, or orcas, or the various seals that you'll see up close and personal. So again, you don't need to know a lot. And many of you have never been to Alaska, or maybe you've never sold an Alaska cruise on Royal Caribbean. So these are some of the points I wanted to make with you today to help you with your talk track. So let's move on and let's talk about the 3 ships that we have in 2020, the Radiance, the Ovation, and the Serenade. And the Radiance has been there for a while now. So the Ovation is going to be there this summer, but it's also there next summer. And then new to Alaska, we have the Serenade, and she's going to be doing round trip Vancouver, 7-night Alaska Glacier experience. So, despite what many people think, this is a great opportunity for not only, people that are retired or people that really want to go, it's families that want to go. That's why we've got another ship there next year. And of course, the Ovation there with so many activities and features on that ship as well. So again, just briefly, I wanted to show you the Radiance will be doing its open jaw, northbound and southbound. The Ovation will be going out of Seattle, and that's round trip. And then the new Serenade next summer will be doing Vancouver round trip to Vancouver. What a great lineup. So 3 incredible ships that I want to make you aware of. The Ovation, as you know, is a Quantum class ship. Did you know that it's the largest ship in the region of all cruise lines? And also we offer the most balconies in Alaska this year and next summer as well. So this is going to be an incredible ship. And why the North Star? I think it's one of the most iconic features of the Quantum class, and what spectacular views when you're up against Hubbard Glacier. That's going to be fantastic. It's complimentary, so your guests would love it. So another great way, to see 360-degree views from the top. And then, of course, the onboard amenities, the Bionic Bar and the Seaplex and the 260 Lounge. And, I mean, there's just so much on board this incredible ship. You can even do the Flow Rider on board while you're in Alaska. And then on the ship, it's got the Royal Esplanade, and it's got incredible shopping with some really celebrated brands on board, too. Now, the Serenade, like I said, this is another Radiance class ship. It's going to be new next summer, but I want you to be aware because I think a lot of people don't know we've got a 3rd ship in Alaska next year. So very important for you to look at your, again, database. People that might want a smaller ship than the Ovation, but they don't want to go just either northbound or southbound. They want to do round trip and they want to see Vancouver. What a perfect opportunity to see Vancouver on the Serenade. And it's got a lot of great amenities and features too. This ship is spectacular. One thing I want to point out is that the Radiance class, the Serenade and the Radiance, have floor-to-ceiling windows. So what a perfect way to see those panoramic vistas. You're going to see that all day long, and that's why we have 2 ships going there, because of the great scenery, but you can see it from inside the ship. And there's activities for the kids. There's entertainment, there's dining. We've got chops and izumi and chef's table. So this ship is really spectacular for this market and also for the guests that we're going to have come on board. No surprise, the Radiance is back there again doing Vancouver and Seward. Those are the 2 home ports, northbound and southbound. And also the Radiance does our Canadian and our Alaskan cruise tour on this ship. So again, this is no surprise. She's been going there for a few years now, but she'll be back this summer and next summer. Now, I'm not going to go through our cruise tour product because, as you know, this is the kind of the last piece of learning. But it's really one of those things that rounds out the bucket list. It's once in a lifetime. So if people are going to go to Alaska on the Radiance, they certainly want to go to the interior of either Alaska or Canada. And so it's important for you to kind of look and read, and there's a great website. the Royal Caribbean CruiseTour.com Cruise Tour Alaska website. It has everything, beautiful imagery. This is even consumer facing, so they can go out and look themselves, but it's part of the Alaska voyage that can't be missed. And I just want to point out that the key points for you to know if you've never, cruised to Alaska or done a cruise tour, the key points to really know here is it's one vacation package. I think that's what you need to really get across to your clients. It's fully escorted tours, so whether they're getting on or off the ship and you're doing a pre or a post, from day one, for the entire time of the tour, you're going to have one escort. Not two, not three, not four. You get to know one person, and they're very savvy about Alaska or Canada. And then they're authentic Alaska lodges. And then the last one is the Wilderness Express. And what is that? That is the rail piece that every one of our tours go on. So again, if you know those key points and a little bit about each, that's all you need to know about cruise tours. Okay, so that was just a little training for you. Hopefully that gave you some insight and where to go and kind of what to wrap your arms around in those four different pieces. So now, one thing that is really, really hot, and all of you know about it, I'm sure you're seeing it, you're getting emails about it, but now the wait is over. Our private destination Perfect Day at Coco Cay is open. So we're very excited about that. I just want to show you some beautiful imagery. This is just an image, but you can see here how massive it is, and the pier is open. It's spectacular. The ships have been docking there, and it's got nothing but great reviews. So we're hearing so many good things, and I'm going to be there in a couple weeks, so I get to see it myself. I'm going to go up in the balloon, up and away. I'm going to get to go and eat the great food, and I want to do and see the zip line, so I get to see it all too. But this is a wonderful map that just kind of gives you a highlight of how impressive this island is. Then you can see Chill Island here, Oasis Lagoon, how big that is, and Chill Grill, which is complimentary beachside barbecue and salads and a lot more. And then coming soon, you see this in the lower left, the Cocoa Beach Club. This is coming in December. It's not open yet. It will be. So this is where you're going to see the first overwater cabanas in the Bahamas. So again, a lot like Bora Bora, but it's in the Bahamas. And that's opening in December, so stay tuned for more details there. But these are real images. These are not mock-ups. These are not schematics. These are real images that we just received from marketing. They're fantastic. So you're going to see Thrill Water Park. Look at that. That's a real photo with the palm trees. And then you see the zip line there and the up and away balloon. And from the ship, you can see this view of the ship, and then kind of from the balloon down. That's a great image. Captain Jill's galleon. That's right when you come in off the pier. That's the first thing you see. So the kids are going to have a lot of fun right there at Captain Jill's. And then Splash Away Bay. That's exactly what it looks like with all the dunk tanks, the slides, and it's going to be pretty incredible. These are also new images of the Daredevil's Peak. Again, this is 5 slides, water slides, that'll be there. And then we've got the adventure pool. This is going to be, you can bounce, you can climb, you can splash, everything. Again, these are real photos. Then you'll see the Green Mamba. This is a 50-foot tall slide with twists and turns, the wave pool. And this is the new Slingshot. And this is going to be fun. So there you have it. These are real that we've captured and just received. Okay, so how many of you are going to go on one of our ships that goes to Perfect Day? I know, raise your hand. I can see everybody going, I want to go. Well, your clients are going to love this destination. Next, I just want to fill you in on Royal Caribbean University. We have the Navigator of the Seas, which has just been amplified. We have a new course there now. We've also got the cruise tour. There's 4 different videos that takes you through the cruise tour experience. It's great, and it's commentated. It takes you through the experience and really good insights. So go to Royal Caribbean University to see that. We've got the question of the month, so if you're participating in the leaderboard this year, we still have a question of each week we have a new question about Royal Caribbean. Now, I want to make sure that all of you have this website, loyaltoalways.com. Very important for you to bookmark this, because this is where you go, not your client. This is trade facing. This is where you would find marketing tools, information about our current offers, and what I just talked about today is our deployment. So all of our deployment flyers, our deployment summary, you can see 1920, 2021, everything is sorted very easily for you to find all the information there as well. All of you are probably very in the know about Vicki Freed, our Senior Vice President of Trade and Support Services, and Vicki's Facebook always has great information, and also her Twitter account, and also you can go out and make sure that you are linked to her Vicki's tips, and that you can get through loyaltoalways.com as well. Mark your calendars, because I think this is going to be important. We are going to show you everything that is happening with the Oasis of the Seas. She is going to be Royal Amplified, as you know, this year with bars and nightlife and dining experiences. So we're going to share everything that's happening on the Oasis of the Seas during our next Trade National webcast, and that's on June 5th at 12 noon Eastern Time. So you can register at Royal Caribbean University or on loyaltoalways.com. So with that, this is the Royal Sales Training Team. There's me, my team, and then, of course, my manager. And I want to thank you all. And I want to give this over to Anna. Anna, do we have any questions?
We do have some questions coming in. Thank you so much for all of that wonderful information. We do have a lot of just very positive comments coming in, so I wanted you to know that. And our first question is from Tanya, who is wondering about gift cards. Does Royal Caribbean offer gift cards?
Gift cards? That is a great question. You know what, Anna? I have not either. I know we have our gifts and gear, and I know we have out online. You can go and purchase the gifts. We have a new website out there for just gifts, or you can purchase T-shirts and kind of customize them. But gift cards, I will need to follow up with you, Anna.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you. Good question.
Next question. We have a few people wondering if you can go back to the slide with the sales team.
With the sales team?
Mm-hmm.
Is this it?
That's it. Yep. And our next question is from Tracy, who is wondering if Royal Caribbean has an age limit.
If Royal Caribbean has an age limit to be on our ships, yes, it's 6 months.
Got it. Fawn is wondering, she has a young child going to Coco Cay in June. Do you supply life jackets?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Whatever thrill and is needing a life jacket for any reason, they are there on the island, yes.
Perfect. And we have a lot of people wondering where they can get all of this information. So I know that you mentioned that they can get flyers and images, so can you just repeat that?
Okay, so I want to repeat this and everybody write it down. www.loyaltoyoualways.com. One word, loyaltoyoualways.com, and that is only a trade-facing website. It's marketing, it's news, it's deployment, it's customizable flyers, it's information about Perfect Day at Coco Cay, information about our newest ships, and it's sales and marketing driven. So it's for you. So I would get very familiar with that website because it's got so much great information. And whenever anything is launched or announced, we put it there for you. Now let's not forget, we also have CruisingPower.com. And within Cruising Power, that is a lot of great information as well. We've got RCU, Royal Caribbean University, housed there, and Espresso housed there, our booking system. So LoyalToYouAlways.com is really for easy, quick access for you, for news and information.
Okay, got it. Our next question is from Rosalind, who is wondering, for the Alaska cruises, is it necessary to have a passport?
Yeah, it's always necessary to have a passport, and when in doubt, it's always great to go out on CruisingPower.com. There's a reference guide on all documentation that is needed. So whenever in doubt, you can call our call center, or you can go through the reference guide. It's also out on RoyalCaribbean.com, but in Cruising Power, any documentation, whether it be Alaska, whether it be Cuba, whether it be anywhere in the world, the information is there.
Got it. Lisa is wondering if you happen to know if there are age or weight limits for the water slides at Coco Cay.
Great question, and yes, there are some. Not all of the rides have weight limits or size or height, but they do. And all of that is out on LoyalToYouAlways.com under the Perfect Day at Coco Cay tile or banner. And there is an extensive FAQ document, frequently asked questions, and that information is housed there.
Perfect. Sheila is wondering if Coco Cay is handicap accessible.
It is, and we've got, kind of roads and little walkways that will be, and more coming. So when in doubt, or if you have any questions, you can certainly reach out to our accessible team, and they will provide all the details regarding, even if you need more information, they can give you additional. But that is also on the frequently asked question document.
Oh, perfect. Okay. And our next question is about groups. Do you know if there are complimentary amenities for group bookings?
Well, for our affinity groups, yes, we have our GAP, our group amenity points that go towards different amenities. Certainly if you have a group that needs conference space, that, as you know, is complimentary. So we do have, those special things for our groups, and we've always had that. And then we have, if you want to purchase group amenity points, you can certainly do that as well on top of the group amenities. But remember, there's two different types of groups: deposit and no deposit groups. So all of that policy, procedure, you can find out also on LoyalToYouAlways.com. There's a groups tab, or there's a groups tile that'll give you kind of a high-level outline of the groups and the group policies. But all of the policies can be found in CruisingPower.com under the group tab.
Okay, perfect. This next question is from Deneen, who is wondering how many ships will be in port at Coco Cay.
At once, right now it's only one, but the pier can handle two. Perfect.
And just more of a general question, Michelle is wondering if booked clients register on the website to print their cruise documents, or if the agents receive the documents on their behalf, and where do clients print their luggage tags?
Well, there's more information coming about that and the online check-in, but it is out on RoyalCaribbean.com. There's also a way, I believe it's in Espresso, that you can print the documents as well. But I would like to get back to you with specifics because there is more involved in than downloading and printing all the documents. And I just want to make sure you've got the right process. So I'd like to get back to you with all those kind of bulleted information, Anna.
Of course. And Shannon wants you to know that she was at Coco Cay last week, and it was amazing.
Oh, my gosh.
So
I love it.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I'm so glad. Good, good, good. Good to hear.
And it looks like that is all of our questions. That's a good high point to end it on. Thank you so much, Renee, for all the information, and thank you everyone for joining us. I do want to remind everyone, I know this was a lot of information, so the webinar was recorded. It'll be posted on CLIA Global, which is our YouTube channel, and I'll be sending the link out shortly. Thank you again, and have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.